Welcome to the Oxen Group Nightly. My name is David Rostel. I'm the CEO, President, and Founder of the Oxen Group. The Oxen Group is a financial analysis and investment ideas firm based at www.theoxengroup.com. Check us out today. So let's get into the nightly. Well, we got the market wrap up. We'll start out with. We're going to be looking at our position in Lionbridge Technologies. We'll be talking about our position in GameStop, some of our other current positions and exits we took today. Update on our equity analytics that we're very, very excited about. Those were done today. Finished with them. We're going to be compiling all that information. I'll get to that in a little bit. And then tomorrow's forecast. So, market wrap up we'll start off with today. All right, we had a very interesting day in the market. I was quite shocked. I was working on some other things and just monitoring the positions a little bit, and sort of stepped away for about 20 minutes or so, and came back and looked at the positions again, and they were all significantly higher. And I was curious to see, well, what was the reason for it, and I couldn't find anything really, honestly. And here's what happened: we had a number of weak indicators out there today. We had Portugal. The country, excuse me, has been in bad shape. It has a lot of debt, weighing down the euro, weighing down the European countries. Refuses to take outside help and any kind of bailout. But today they tried to pass an austerity plan, which would basically be another set of, pay cuts and tax increases and a bunch of different economic initiatives to try and help get their economy started. Projections are right now that they're going to have almost a 1% drop in GDP this year, which is not good. And that plan was not passed today by their government, and now the Prime Minister and his entire party are basically saying, we're done, we're not working on this anymore, and they're going to resign. So a lot of tension there. I think that Portugal problems, the European problems have been vastly priced into our market, and I do not think that this is going to create a huge issue, which is part of the reason why the market wasn't put down that. Then we go to oil, went all the way to 106 today. I mean, 106. I mean, that's a price I haven't seen in a long time, and it was crazy to see that price today. But again, I think we've got that priced into the market as well. I don't think we have 110 priced in yet, but I do think that we have 105 to 106, 104. That's priced in. I mean, we've been there already. We pulled back on the threat of oil, and some of the key stocks that are impacted by oil pulled back. And then we get to the housing market. And look at this chart. New home sales dropped all the way to 275,000 today. It was the lowest level ever. It's a record low. And you can see where we formed kind of like a bottom here. And people thought we kind of inched up and then inched up again. And there was some thought maybe we're finally going to get something going. We're going to finally, be able to move up from this level. And we created just broke right through this. Almost it's like a resistance line, and broke right through it, and that's not good. But again, housing. Who thinks the housing market is in good shape and was shocked that it's not in good shape? I mean, there is really no one. And so in reality, the market was down at the beginning of the day on this group of news, but a lot of those things we already know about. They've been issues for a while now, and it wasn't like there was some new issue that was out today. And I think that's part of maybe one of the reasons why the market did rally today, was we opened lower on this slew of weak economic news, but really we didn't drop significantly. And once we filled this gap right here, then it was decision time. Are we going to go back up, or are we going to go down? And we went up. And the reason we went up, the market is strong. There are a lot of strong companies. There are a lot of undervalued companies right now, tech especially, and we were able to just nicely rally right up throughout the day. Ended on a little drop at the end of the day, but that's just a simple profit-taking drop. And in reality, I think this is a very, very bullish sign. We didn't see some kind of really drastic new development out there. Housing market's been weak. We saw some gasoline demand numbers come out today. They were very strong, so people are still buying gas despite higher prices. And I think overall we are in a good place with cheap stocks, people wanting to put their money back into the market. March is a really big buying season for a lot of hedge funds, a lot of institutional investors, and I don't think they've had a really good opportunity yet. And I think days like yesterday and today were days when they thought, wow, I've got a little bit of a dip, I'm going to put my money in the market, or I've got a great rally, I'm going to put my money in the market. So we took advantage of that, and we had a busy day. One of our plays we did today, this is Lionbridge Tech, and we made 2.7% off this one today in one day. The company hit a double bottom today, and it looked poised to rally. This was a purely technical play, but we were bullish on the market. Once the market started to rally, we sent out an alert. It's called our $5 list alert, and it's a group of stocks that we follow that are around the $5 price range that have a lot of technical. We play them based on technicals, and this one was a purely technical play. We can see here that the stock hit a double bottom today. Down here, right above $3 there, and right there, and we were able to buy the stock at $3.19 today and sell it at 25 and $3.30. And anytime a stock hits a double bottom, it is a great place to buy, because what that means is that the stock has hit this bottom, it's already filled that bottom, it's created this bottom, it's had this this rise, and then it's trowed back down, and then it hit that bottom again. And almost always a stock will pop off that bottom, because there's going to be a heavy number of technical investors, a heavy number of retail investors, and even probably some some kind of institutional investors that are going to have a bunch of buy orders in just sitting right there. And once it hits that level, boom, goes right back up. It happens also with a double top. When you see in the reverse happens, you get a double top, almost like right here. You see this is a double top right here. You get it tops out here, and then it tops out here again, and then what happens? Boom, trends down, flies down. And those are two really easy technical trades to spot. So we saw this double bottom forming on Lionbridge Technologies, picked it up. You saw it hit that one there, boom, comes back down to it, boom. Easy trade. We also picked up a 25% position in GameStop, a very, very small position. This is purely a speculation play on their earnings tomorrow morning. I'm very, very bullish on this stock. We have a $29 price target on the company in our long-term ratings portfolio, and believe that this is a company with a lot of future success, future growth capabilities, and is very undervalued. I think the PE ratios is around $8, right? Or 8 points right now. And the reason we really like the company for tomorrow is we think that there's been a really good sales season. Hardware sales have been really strong. The margins on hardware sales are not as good as software sales, obviously, but the key is that GameStop has a fully launched online digital downloading store now, where you can download digital downloads for Xbox Live, for PS3, and for PC games. And this is a really huge growing market, as everyone knows. The sort of online games like Farmville and Cityville, and GameStop is slowly but surely working their way into it in their own way, obviously. But that is a huge market for them, and I think they saw it become almost 25% of profits in the last quarter, and that's incorrect. Profits that the amount of market share, or the amount of share of profits that it counted for in their earnings was a 25% growth. And so this is a market that is growing a lot for them, and they pretty much single-handedly will own market share in this market if they can really get it going. There's no one else really competing with them, and they also there's talks that gaming companies are going to want to start to have just downloadable games. So like you'll just buy a game and you just put in a code and you'll just download right to your PS3 or right to your Xbox Live. And GameStop's very interested in being able to work with developers and be that sort of middleman almost basically for it, but a very, very key middleman. Other current positions, we had a ton of things going on. So we entered another position, half position in Oracle this morning. Stock came down to almost to our original entry point. We've already sold half of it for a 2% gain, but that rallied up almost. It went 1 penny under 2% gain, so we weren't able to limit out on that one, that half position. But looking very strong moving into tomorrow evening. They have earnings. We were stopped out of TCF Financial for 2% losses. Financials were weak today, but we were able to make up for that with two short sales that we worked out for 2.5% gain in VSAT and KBH. We're still holding in Finra, and it's coming back very strongly, only down about 4% in that one now, and hoping it can get into the 840s and we can finally get rid of it. And we're still holding a third of our position in Research and Motion, expecting a nice day out of that tomorrow, moving into earnings. However, I do not think we'll be holding into earnings, as I'm a little concerned about some of their enterprise guidance. And then we also entered a new position in China Sunergy. We lost a little bit of that, about 1.5% on that one before the end of the day, and sold half of it off. And we're holding the other half into an earnings play tomorrow morning. So update on equity analytics. It's the newest thing coming for Oxen Group, and we're very excited about it. We finished today all 12 companies scoring system that we're working on. There's 5 scores: growth, value, profitability, financial health, and management. Those scores all create an overall score, and then we also have price targets on all these companies. So it's a combination of a price target with scores, buy and sell ranges. It's going to be a really, really nice complete package for you to become to be a better long-term investor, but also a better mid-term swing trader. We're going to use these equity analytics to really help us do some nice swing trading, looking for companies that are very, very fundamentally solid, but are trading at lower valuations in a range. So like we can find a company that has moved down in a 1 or 2 month range and is nearing in on a buy range. And when it's nearing in on that buy range, it means it's a very undervalued stock long term, but it also means in the short term that there are going to be gains to be made, and that we think that this will be a nice place to we can compare that with some technicals, with some fundamental catalysts that are coming up in the near term, and we can find really good opportunities in that way too. And just some highlights of what we found. We found First Solar is leading our growth index. Jinko Solar, surprisingly, JKS leads the value index. That's a company I've liked, but I was not expecting them to be that high. And First Solar also leads the profitability index. And we're going to have a full exposure of this, full story, big thing going on when this finally all comes together. We're hoping to get that out as soon as possible. It's been a lot of work, a big undertaking, but it's going to be a very, very fun and growing thing that will really, I think, be something that will make us more profitable, more accurate, and allow us to look at more positions at one time. Tomorrow's forecast. I think we've talked a lot about it, but I'm very bullish. A lot of strong things happened today. We got a lot of tech companies reporting tomorrow. We got good earnings in after hours from Red Hat. Tomorrow morning we got Best Buy and GameStop to lead off, and then Oracle and Research and Motion in after hours. And tomorrow I think if we can get jobless claims to reverse what they did from last week or 2 weeks ago, durable good orders on the economic calendar. There's a lot of things out tomorrow. It's going to be a big news day, but I think the general trend is buy, and I don't think that's going to change going into tomorrow. That's going to do it for today. I'm Dave Ristow. Please visit us at www.theoxengroup.com. Email me any time or any of my associates at contact@theoxengroup.com. Call us at 1-800-709-1160, and please become a part of our 70% plus